90s era shoegazer band Lush reissued their 3 full-length albums in 2023, and in today's video I'm going to be unboxing my copy of their second studio album, Split, which was originally released in 1994. First, let's take a look back at the band Lush. The band formed in 1987, signing to 4AD 2 years later, 1989. Though Discogs classifies their 1989 4AD release, Scar, as an album, Wikipedia calls it a mini-album. Really, it's more of an EP with just 6 songs. And it's the lone one that 4AD has not reissued this year, so far. They released Spooky in 1991 and Split in 1994 and ultimately Love Life in 1996. In 1996, that fall, the band called it quits after drummer Chris Ackland passed away. I told you that would be brief. Let's dig into my copy of the 2023 reissue of Split. As is pretty standard these days, 4AD gave it 2 variants, your standard black pressing and one on clear vinyl. I don't know how many copies were pressed, as there's really no callouts on that number both on the 4AD website, though the latter points to the fact that it is limited edition, and you do find that call out right here on the hype sticker. It is also a remastering of that original album, which means that they've taken it back into the studio and made some tweaks and whatnot. So Split had a few different cover variations, and this right here is your standard vinyl one that 4AD used on the original 1994 vinyl pressing out of the UK. CDs had Split written in a 90-degree angle along this printed text right here, which was given a little bit more space. All 4 vinyl variants have this same artwork. The 2 originals from 1994, which included a UK and a US pressing by 4AD, and the 2 from 2023. Now, I'm not counting the 1994 test pressing that is also listed as part of those variants on Discogs. Okay, I love the back. This style of design is quite signature to 4AD through the mid-90s at the very least, and dating all the way back to the late 80s, also at the very least. You see a similar non-linear track list on other releases like Shoegazer's Pale Saints and the album Comforts of Madness. You have it on classics like the Pixies' Doolittle from the late 80s. Both of those albums are so good, and it has similar kind of design callouts, although I would say this is a bit more colorful. The album does have a printed inner sleeve, and it pulls in some references to the album art with the printing along the side and the graphical treatment of the logo, which you can see on this side right here. It's more of a stamp though, which I kind of like. I'll point out that on each of Lush's albums, they do kind of a script in a unique way, a unique font. And while it changes across the 3 studio albums, on each of those releases, the treatment is pretty consistent through the various variants and on the various areas that it shows up on the album itself. Here on the inner sleeve, you have it here on the front, and you'll have it on the labels themselves. Speaking of which, let's take a quick peek at this clear wax. This is pretty standard for your clear wax. Not much to it. I have to say, I've always had kind of an affinity for clear wax. I think it works really well on this pressing, especially given how vividly colorful the album itself is. And I love the labels, I love the colors and how they kind of call in to the rest of the artwork. The best albums treat packaging as a piece of art, and you absolutely get that here on Split. The use of color, the placement of fonts and graphics. I imagine the original creation of this was probably on some kind of mixed media piece, and I love it. I could see it being created as a standalone piece of art, and that is something I absolutely love when it comes to records and record covers. So there you go, my copy of Split by Lush, the 2023 clear vinyl pressing from 4AD. Like I said, both Spooky and Love Life were also reissued this year by that label. So my question to you is, which of the three is your favorite and why? For me, honestly, Love Life doesn't do much for me. It's a toss-up between Spooky and Split. Earlier this year, I took a look at and unboxed the reissue of 4 EPs by shoegaze band Ride. You can check out that video right here. Until next time, I am Andy. This is the FENSEPOST Vinyl channel, and I'll see you soon.